Thank you. So, hi, Laura. I would like to ask you a little questions about how has our experience of coaching together been so far?
Absolutely.
So, how did we find out about each other, even though we were in the same community coaching,
So,
learn?
yeah, the first time I met you was in person. And like I'd seen you on our community group calls
Right.
and kind of knew who you were, but I'd never met you. And then when I finally met you in person, um, it was when you stood up to speak in reaction to something that was happening in the group in a fierce and tender, loving way that very few people I've ever met actually like exude about themselves in person.
Mm.
Um, and so right there, I witnessed you stand in your power
Mm.
and have a whole room erupt in laughter and clapping and inspiration from your words. And then when it was then my turn to exude my power and confidence and light, um, you were you're the main person that recognized me and saw me in my power and like helped me really solidify that knowledge in myself.
Mm. Wow, that's awesome. I know there are times, right, when you can get caught in people's attention, but it's hard when people catch your attention. And it's amazing that we both were able to be that inspiration to each other in that one moment. That's really how the relationship of a coaching, like a coach and the coachee is, right? It's like we learn together, we grow together, right?
Mhm.
Like that's the beauty of it. So, what happened in our first time when we spoke on our call, like on our first coaching call, like especially that NVC one that I remember that. What in that call really changed the way you look at yourself or the way you have been looking at yourself?
So the way that you have mirrored back my patterns and my beliefs about myself and some of the stories that I have in my life um, has, I mean, most people, I don't want to say most people, a lot of coaches that I've had, the coaching relationships, they would not identify, like, I knew something was my big story. I knew it was my main block, but I would keep hiding it. And I'd pretend, oh, it's not as bad as it is. Like, this is not the real thing we should be focusing on. And I would distract. And you called me out on that. You held me fiercely to the fact that, hey, this is what you keep bringing up, but you don't want to pay attention to. So we're going to turn and look at it. And I'm not going to let you look away until we're done with this. Like, how long are we going to have to look at this? How long do you want to carry this through life? And you just held me so fiercely to healing that part of myself. And I would say from that call forward, I've never been the same in a good way, where it's like I can really, I'm no longer emotionally destroyed by that story like I used to be. It's not dramatic to look at it anymore. It's not a life, like it's not a driving force in my narrative. It does not have my power. I took my power through your help, like back into myself from this story.
Mm.
Like I stopped blaming it.
Right. That's so huge. It's like, when you take the drama away from the story, it just feels like another incident, not a one that was like that brick wall in your life and you feel
Mhm.
nervous to now peep into it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So I want to know that not having that narrative as a dramatic incident in your life anymore, how does that change the way you show up for yourself in your work? Because you're a coach too.
Mhm. So for me, it's changed how important it is through like coaching with you and experiencing that moment, I am no longer afraid to do that for others now. Like, I don't think about, oh, what are they going to think about me if I fiercely hold them to look at something painful?
Mm.
It's like, this is my job and this is how you heal. This is why you hired me. I'm doing this for you, not to you, type of thing.
Wow, I love that. And has that changed the way you have your own dialogue or the relationship you have with yourself internally?
It has helped me identify kind of what's it's I guess it's helped me stay more grounded
Mm.
in what's actually true, and identify when I'm seeing things through lenses of old story patterning, and when I'm like able to be really objective.
Mm. Wow, I love that. And has it changed your relationship with your spirituality, like your spirit?
I've become a lot more tender with myself. So it was a lot of what we did was a lot of inner child healing without really knowing where we were going. It got back there. And um, since then, I've been able to feel like I move forward rather than backward constantly in my spirituality, where I'm like really able to focus more on my vision and manifesting the life that I want rather than going back and constantly digging up these old things that now I've put down. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't need to pick that up again. I don't need to keep looking at this story. So my spirituality is really I'm able to meditate more clearly. Like I have a consistent meditation practice for the first time in my life. Like I've meditated the majority of this year. um
Wow,
yeah, like I've done over 100 days this year, and I have like a
that's
consistent
awesome.
yeah, like I don't think I'd ever spent more than like 1 day in a row meditating when we first met. So
Yep.
that's big. And I also, have sought out a lot more, like I have more capacity inside of myself to help others. And so I've like, okay, I've done the meditation, I've gotten Reiki certified. Like I am moving forward with my capacity to hold space for others because I've made that space through coaching within myself.
Wow, I love that. And I also want to know, has that changed the way you show up with your family?
Oh
Healing
my
that.
God. It's amazing. So like my family's been going through a pretty tumultuous time this year, family hospitalizations, deaths and our current climate. Um, it's been amazing, like throughout the whole experience. I'm going to try not to get emotional, but my relationship with one of my sisters is the best it's ever been. I interacted with the sister that I had a lot of wounds with yesterday, and I did not react when, like, I could feel like an old pattern coming up of the wounded child, and
Right.
she was, being herself. And I was able to just like step back and just be like, oh, are you in need of something right now? Like, I'm just going to walk away because I feel like you need something right now. And I'm going to take myself out of the situation. And so it was like, my communication with my mom, like my ability to be there for them um, is different than it's ever been.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot has healed.
I just love that how when you allowed yourself to open the door of your inner child, it has made changes in so many levels of your being, your work, your family, your own self, your spirituality. It's phenomenal. So I want you to give my audience and just or everyone who's watching us, to give them a reason as to why should people go out there and seek this kind of work in their life. Why is it, what is
Mm.
it that they are missing out by not getting the help, the coaching that they need?
A great question. And it's It's so, how to sum this up. So coaching forever changed my life from the first phone call I ever had. And, I had years of psychiatrists and psychologists and all that stuff when I was a kid that never even could tap into the stuff that I've gone through, like the layers of my life, and the layers of my experiences to heal what has like lingered. So coaching, like if you constantly are finding yourself, feeling stuck, or feeling like you're running up against a wall that you can't seem to get around, or um, if you're just not feeling the best you can,
Mm,
then coaching is the right thing for you. Like that's what it can help you. If you want help, help is here. Like it's literally the thing that changed my life and helped me stop placing any blame on anything outside of myself, fully taking responsibility for my own being, my own feelings, my own reality, and knowing that I created this reality, I can create whatever reality I want for myself. Like if you take responsibility, you also take responsibility for being able to do the good stuff in your life.
right.
Like, and then you can heal all of this stuff, like anything around you as well. Um, because I really feel like if we heal ourselves, then we heal, whatever energetically is attached to us as well. It radiates.
I love how you pinpointed that. When you said that, when you don't have to feel bad, and if you're feeling like you're not feeling good or stuck in your own self, coaching helps you get to that next level. But I love that, how that points that you don't have to do it alone.
Yes.
Getting the help can really help you understand the areas in your life where you are playing small, where you are
Mhm.
constantly trying to hide, and really help you own your own powers, right? Whatever your superpowers are.
It really helps you see yourself.
Right. What would you say to people who are constantly busy running around their life and are giving excuses of, I don't have the time, or who live in this unawareness of who they can be by just trying to constantly grind themselves in this present without realizing that they are capable of so much more, but they don't take that leap of faith?
I would really ask them, how do you feel?
Mm,
Feel good? Do you like, is this enjoyable? Wouldn't you like to enjoy life more?
mm,
And that it is like it very much is a reality. You don't have to grind, you don't have to burn yourself out to be enough. And
mm.
like you are enough as you are. You don't have to do anything outside of yourself.
Mm. Wow, I love that. I love what my coach always says. You reminded me of that. She always says, we are human beings and not human doings.
Exactly. Like you don't have to be the busy bee, the workhorse. If you like doing things, okay, do those. If you don't like doing things, stop it.
Yeah,
And you will be just fine if you believe in yourself, if you find your power, if you connect with who
right,
you are. And again, having a coach is what helped me find that in myself.
right, right. I want to know, this is almost like my last question. I want to know is that there are a lot of women out there who find it very hard to invest in themselves, be it money, time, or energy. But
Mm.
when, like you say, like, through coaching, you're able to step into your power and then learn to own it. What would you say to women who are afraid of taking that leap of faith, who are afraid of investing that time, money, and energy in themselves, because they always feel like, oh, I'm just the one who has to shut myself down and just be behind somewhere, or just look pretty and keep my mouth shut?
Mm. I genuinely want to ask, what's going to happen if you don't take that time for yourself?
Mm,
Like, are you willing to give up your life like the rest of your life being in this constant state of, you know, uh, saying you don't have enough constantly feels really gross. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is not a good vibrational state to be in. It just does not feel fulfilling to me, even if it seems fulfilling because that's what you want to think, because you don't really want to waste your time in your life. Uh, I feel like it is when you constantly say you don't have enough of something.
Mm,
So I would just say you don't have time not to take care of yourself first.
mm.
Like you really do not have time to not do this. Like it's a necessity.
Right.
You should be your number one priority.
Oh, yes, I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I love how you said it, that there is no other way to be. Because if you constantly keep telling yourself, I'm not enough or I'm not worthy of this, then that's what your reality is going to be.
Yeah.
Not enough and not worthy, right?
Right.
Only when you take that time, money, and energy to invest in yourself, you grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, thank you, Laura. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely, Roma. It's my
Is
pleasure.
there anything else you want to add that I must have missed, or something that came to your mind while we were going through this?
I would just say if people are still on the fence about coaching and especially coaching with you, I would say it's an opportunity that you definitely need to take in your life, that you won't regret it, that you will be a different person on the other side, that you and a person you want to be. You will be one step closer to the life you want to live.
Mm, thank you, Laura. That
Yeah,
was so
absolutely.
valuable.